Hello viewers, a very warm welcome to all of you joining me, Bromo18, in the second and final part of our FIFA 19 Ultimate Team wishlist. The feedback for all of my wishlist videos so far has been absolutely fantastic, so I want to thank everyone who subscribed, who's watched the videos, who's liked the videos and commented as well, giving their feedback, as I've really appreciated it, and long may it continue. We still have ton of wishlist videos to go after this one. We still got pro clubs to go through, we've got a player career mode to do as well, and possibly the journey, so really looking forward to doing them. But in the meantime, we do have now part 2 of this Ultimate Team wishlist. If you haven't seen part 1, I would highly recommend you go and watch that one first and then come back to check this video out. But on that note, it is time to move on to the wishlist, so without further ado, let's begin. So I actually want to talk briefly about game modes in the start of this. I know we covered that in the last episode, but there was one that I didn't mention that I think definitely needs some recognition, so I'm going to do it here, and that is a Generations game mode. For anyone who remembers, on the web app there used to be FUT Generations, where you could have the entire club of previous Ultimate Team and FIFA editions and simply make a team out of them. It was nice and fun. There wasn't a lot more you could do with it afterwards, but it was nice to have them there. What I'd like to see is the return of that. It's now disappeared. It's not on the web app and it's not on the console version either. It would be nice if not only we could bring that back to the web app, but also to the console version as well, and we could play games with them, just for the fact that when you finish Ultimate Team, for example FIFA 17 Ultimate Team, that team is now essentially rendered useless, because you're going to be playing the new FIFA and you're not going to use that one. So yeah, it'd be really nice to see that added. You could play games with it and win coins as well. Obviously, it would have to be against other generation sides. You couldn't go in against, you know, regular FIFA 18 sides. You might have, you know, incredible players. So it'd be nice to come up against other generation sides, see how people have dealt with that and what team they've built on. And again, I just think that would add another dimension to the mode. Really, why not? You know, it gives people more stuff to do and makes it feel more useful, and that it's part of something, rather than at the end of each year your team and all the coins you've earned getting scrapped and you having to start again. Moving on from game modes into club customization. This feature is non-existent in Ultimate Team, but I believe there can be a lot that can be done and added to the mode in this way. But first of all, I want to talk about the potential addition of adding a third kit option. I see no reason why we can't have third kits. They're a common feature in football. You can even buy a team's third kit on the transfer market in Ultimate Team. So there's no reason why you can't have a third kit, just to give you another option when picking a kit. You know, it's fairly simple. I'm sure they can do it very easily. Let's just have that added. And focusing on the kit still, moving on slightly differently into more customization options, is you should be able to design your own kits. Now, they've added this option in pro clubs and it's gone down really well, so I'd like to see introduced into Ultimate Team now as well, and add more customization options than what we've got in the pro clubs. Bring more to it to give people more of a feeling of it being their own club, rather than you having to play in another team's kits. I actually use the Serie B kits, because most teams in Serie B aren't actually licensed, so the kits look custom, they look like your own, so you have a choice between them. But obviously, you know, you want more choice. You just want to make your own style, produce your own colour scheme, and let that be done with it, you know. So I see no reason why we can't have that. On to the next part now, and that is designing your own badge. Similar to the kits, if you've got your own kit design, then you should have your own badge design. You know, you're creating your own identity for the club. Similar to the kit problem, using another team's badge, and it doesn't quite feel like your own club. You want to create your own identity for the club, and you're having to affiliate yourself with the club, that the badge you've picked, although you might not have any affiliation with them, i.e., you know, supporting them or what have you. So yeah, let's see this added as well as the designing kits, and we can really push Ultimate Team forward in the right direction. Last but not least, in the club customization section, we have custom in-game banners. This is a small feature, but nonetheless it'll be a really nice little touch, and these are the banners that you'll see in with your supporters during Ultimate Team games. Again, It's nice and small, but it helps to give your club, once again, the own identity, your own feel to how you want it. Of course, EA would have to censor certain words that you could put on, because I know people would attempt to get away with that. But there are things, maybe create your own chants, etc. Put them on the banners. Just put the name of your club. Simple things with the colour scheme that you choose. Little things like that would be a really nice touch. And again, it would be nice to see that they do actually do this sort of thing in PES, which is unfortunate that EA aren't a step ahead of that, because of course a lot of FIFA fans like to suggest that, and sorry if there's any PES fans watching, but again, if PES can have it, why can't FIFA have that as well? And it's a nice feature, so yeah, it'd be good to see that added. Moving on from club customization, we now have squad customization. There's a couple of major changes and improvements that I would love to see added. They might be controversial. I would like to get the opinions of anyone watching this nonetheless, because I definitely feel there needs to be changes in these areas. And the first one I want to see changing is chemistry. Now, chemistry has been at the forefront of controversy and opinions from the FIFA Ultimate Team community. Some people like the issue, some people want to see it removed completely, whereas other people just want to see it changed. And for me, I'd like to see it just changed. Now, the basis of Ultimate Team is just that, what the title says, to create the Ultimate Team. But you can't actually create the Ultimate Team because chemistry is a limiting factor. You couldn't have any player you want from any league in any nation, because they won't link, and so the team will play poorer as a result. My suggestion for improvement and change on this is for, instead of there being links between players based on nations and leagues and so forth and teams, it should be built over time. And the reason being is that once a player comes in, he will have low chemistry, but as he plays more games, his chemistry will build and build, and he grows with the team, and then his chemistry will go up to 10, and he'll be playing better as a result. That means you still have to work towards something. You still build towards that 100 chemistry mark, and the team will play better, and it will give you reason to give players and teams more chance, more time to settle in, bed into their new surroundings. But at the same time, you're not limited in the players that you can pick. Therefore, you can make as many hybrids as you want. You can make any team that you want without there being the limitations of having to pick players with similar features. As a fairly regular Ultimate Team player myself, it's really frustrating when, say, you've got a player in your club, you like this player, and one example I've got is Iñaki Williams. Some of you might know him as the winger for Athletic Bilbao. He's a very good player. He's very pacey, strong, and he's high work rate, which I absolutely love. But the thing is, I have a Serie A team, and I can't fit him into that team because there's no way of me being able to link him without his chemistry going down. Of course, I might be able to find the odd Spanish player here and there, but that would mean changing other players that I really like, which would be a shame, and I don't want to do that. So therefore, he's sort of going around on the sidelines and not doing a lot. And yes, I could make a BBVA team, but then that would stop the whole point of me playing with the Serie A team and wanting me to fit him into that side. So yeah, I'd like to see these changes made so that those situations won't happen, and I think people are going to enjoy the mode a lot more if that were to be done. Next is a fairly obvious one that a lot of people have liked to see added, but very fundamental, and that is to allow position changes to any position. I don't even need to name examples of this. There are many examples every single season for this happening, where a player, perhaps a fullback, goes into holding mid, a striker goes into the wing, a central midfielder into centre back, etc, etc. It changes all the time, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to put any player in any position I want and change them to that position so that it doesn't affect the chemistry. Man City, for example, I know I said I wasn't going to do examples, but I'm going to do it anyway. Man City, for example, this season have had many instances where they've put the likes of Kyle Walker or Danilo, both fullbacks, at centre-back when they've played a free at the back. So it would be good to be able to do that. I know a lot of people would maybe, put a lot of pace in there to try and prevent that. But again, that's the way the game is. It can change like that, and that needs to be a fundamental part. You can't start limiting players to certain positions purely for not much reason, not much justification. So yeah, we need to see that added, in my opinion. and you know, let's get it done. The sooner the better. So that brings this episode to a close, guys. Slightly shorter than my previous Ultimate Team Wishlist episode, but we did get a lot out in that. So, you know, just filling in the gaps here and there now. If there's anything that you feel I've left out, or you disagree or agree with any of my opinions on here, let me know in the comment section. I read and reply to every single comment. So, yeah, do let me know if there's anything you'd like to see added to Ultimate Team. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. Lots more to come and lots more already going on the channel. Plenty of wish lists. So be sure to go and check that out and, you know, subscribe to the channel for more regular gaming content. If you've made it through to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. And tell me what I can do to improve. And on that note, I have been Bromo18. And I will see you next time.